Morning, everyone. My goodness, I've been up since about 5:30 this morning, and I'm so pleased to see the sun is out because that means it's going to warm up some. I did make it through the night all right with my little babies. We all kept warm, and honest to goodness, the covers I got, they really kept us warm. That comforter is awesome. Especially since I've got it doubled because it is for an extra large or extra king size bed. Yeah, it was very warm. In fact, it was a little too warm at times. Underneath it, that is. Anyway, one of my subscribers mentioned the wildfire in California. What a horrible tragedy that is. I mean, how many people... I think the last I heard was 42 deaths, and they haven't even started really finding out how many there is. But my heart goes out to them because I know what it's like. I've been there. Let me tell you the story of where I was. I was living in Yarnell, Arizona in 2013. At the time, I was a dispatcher for the fire department, very short time. But the day that the fire happened, it happened that my husband, which at the time he wasn't my husband, he was just my best friend, he was the dispatcher. So he went through a lot that day. June the 30th, 2013, I was sitting outside, my son and I, and another friend of ours. We were sitting outside. It was barely a drizzle, so it wasn't bad at all, you know, and it was warm weather. Lightning struck, and I saw it where it struck at. And I went, wow, look at that. So we're all looking at it, and about 7 minutes after it struck, I could see smoke coming up. So I told my son, run to the fire department, because it was one street below us, and the hill was kind of like this. So he ran down the hill to inform them that there was smoke coming up. In the meantime, other people were also calling the fire department, telling them that there was smoke. The fire department took off and attempted to go to the area where the fire was happening. But they were told, oh, it's okay, it's all right. Kind of still upsets me. We've got it under control. Right. That night, you could see little flames coming up. Yeah, it was under control. By the next day, the flames were higher and they had spread. For some reason, we couldn't get the big planes to come in and, you know, whatever. I'm thinking about it and I get upset. Anyway, the fire spread, and it was spreading really bad. On June the 30th, the hot shots had come in. The fire was really spreading. My friend and I, we went to the restaurant, the only one that was open because the American Legion closed up. The fire, you could see the fire. It was really bad. There was some helicopters and all that was pouring water down on it, but that wasn't helping. While in the restaurant, my husband, like I said, he was just my best friend at the time, he called me and he said, you know, there's 4 hours and we're going to have to evacuate. I thought, okay. So we left the restaurant and headed back to my house. And we could see the flames. It was going towards People's Valley. I mean, it was raging flames. We turned around, went back up to my place. I went inside, went to the bathroom, and I come out. The wind had shifted, and I'm watching those flames go from going one direction, turning around. It was like, you know, when you turn on a gas stove, how the flame goes. That's what it appeared to me. Something inside of me I just started crying. I got down, I squatted down on the ground, and I started crying. Because I'm thinking to myself, why am I crying? I mean, it was, I couldn't understand why I was crying. In the meantime, my youngest son is calling my oldest son and telling him, you got to get Mama to leave. We have to evacuate, because then it was serious. We had to evacuate. Well, my pickup had a flat, so I couldn't go nowhere. And my animals, I wasn't leaving. I was not leaving my animals. If we were to die, we were going to die together. My oldest son saying, well, I got to come. No, don't come. I'm not evacuating. You got to evacuate me. No, I'm not. He said, well, I'm on my way. Well, I knew that there was no way they were going to let him come up Yarnell Hill. I knew it because they were blocking it. The only thing you could do was leave and not come up. So a couple of friends of mine, they drove up, and they said, Penny, we got to go. We got to evacuate. I said, oh, geez. No, I'm not. I can't. I've got my animals. I am not evacuating. We're taking your animals. I mean, I even had birds at the time. And, of course, they didn't know how many animals I had. Cats, dogs, birds. And I had 2 big dogs at the time, too. I mean, my little ones and 2 big ones. I had, so they said, just get them in here. Well, I did. And they're like, oh, my God. Amazingly, my 2 big dogs acted very well. And they don't like strangers. They did not like strangers at all. They were very aggressive to strangers. But they knew that if they couldn't go, I wasn't going to go. So we started down the hill, evacuating. And you couldn't see. You could not see. The smoke was so thick and so black that you could not see where you were going. Now, this hill is like this, you know. We were totally freaked out, and all we could do was follow the lights, the tail lights of the vehicle in front of us. And I mean, there were all kinds of vehicles. We had to go. We had to go. Meanwhile, I knew my son was on his way from Phoenix to where I was to try to help me. So I called him and I said, look, I'm heading down. Wait for me in Congress. I'll be down there. And all I could think to myself is, God, I hope the vehicle in front of us that we're following isn't going down. Because, I mean, that was steep, steep, steep. And thank God we did make it down. But it was so frightening, so frightening. The flames, we could see the flames alongside of the mountain there. And the smoke, the thickness, it was awful, awful. So I know what these people are going through. But at the time that I started to cry, I did not realize what had happened. I didn't realize that these firefighters, hotshots, had died. They died at that time. When I got to Phoenix and I put on the news because I wanted to find out what was going on, I heard what happened. And I heard at the time. And that was the time when I started to cry, and I got so upset and not knowing why. Well, I realized then why. But I know what these people are going through, and my heart goes out to each and every one of it, and to their family, because their families are suffering too. Those that lost family members and those that still don't know what's happened to their family members, that's heart-wrenching. So I'm praying for them, and I'm asking my subscribers all, I don't care what religion you are, or if you're even any religion at all. Put these people up in your prayers. Please pray for them. Pray to whoever it is that you want to pray to. But pray. Thank you all. Love you. Peace.